is the KRILLCast Live. I'm your host, Chris, and I have below me some really cool people from the Halo community to talk about memes especially, but I'm going to let KidSkull introduce him and his channel first.
I'm KidSkull, also known as like Halo Takes.
And is that TikTok? I can't remember.
It's TikTok, Instagram, bunch of that.
And then we have below me, Will joined a second late here. He's apparently the Willcast now.
Mm-hmm. My own thing.
We got Slipspace below that. Slipspace, you want to tell everybody about your channel?
All right, hey everybody, Slipspace Entertainment over here. Just making short memes on YouTube, just like KidSkull or Halo Takes, however he wants to go. But yeah, I just make a short little snack-sized memes on YouTube, all about Halo. Just good thing. Go in, go out. Just funny little laughs.
Absolutely. Both of those guys have great short clips. After that, we have below him Mr. Generalkidd. You can't decide on his name. No, I'm just kidding. But Generalkidd, tell everybody about your channel.
All right, so my channel is Generalkidd, but I usually go by Generalkidd. But you know, it's whatever. But I usually do like a lot of experiments with like games like Halo on my channel, and just try to see like what we could find, like mysteries and stuff like that. But lately, I occasionally do a few meme videos as well, like a few cursed things with Halo. Just for fun and, you know, all that.
Who doesn't like cursed Halo? I mean, tiny warthogs, big chiefs, all that good stuff. And then we have Arrrash at the bottom. I know this is your main channel, but it kind of your second channel took over, so I'll make sure we point out both of them.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm Arrrash. I post a lot of Halo videos. I mean, it's more a mix of like commentary and news than it necessarily is memes. On that channel, I just post Halo clips. A lot of them are just submitted by different members of the community. Occasionally, I'll throw stuff together or post my own clips. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the gist of it.
I just love some of the titles you like. Do you come up with these titles yourself, or do people say, "Hey, here's the title I think you should use"?
No, I do come up with the titles.
Because some of these are like just absolutely fantastic, like 10,000 hours of Halo 2 or whatever it was. That's awesome. Like, how did you decide 10,000 hours? That's my question on that one.
Just sounded like a big number. People actually got really upset. They like a lot of people took it way too seriously, as if they actually thought someone played. I mean, there are people that have played 10,000 hours of Halo 2, but like, I don't know. People take like clip titles way too seriously. It's kind of odd.
I believe that there's a lot of people that take way too many things too seriously nowadays as it is. So you know, Halo's no exception on that one. All right. So if you weren't here before we started the stream, Will, I have a quick question for all y'alls. What is your favorite current Halo meme out there? Or I guess an old one too. It could be an old one too. I'll give Will a reprieve since he didn't have a chance to prepare. But Slipspace, what's your favorite meme on the Halo community right now?
Well, you see, I was thinking one, and I was like, well, I don't even know if it really counts as like community related. But one of my still favorite things, it was whenever Master Chief got an award, and he had a big speech that he practiced all week, and he was just like, "Thanks." That was it. That kills me every time I watch it. It's just like this dude who's killed, like, his kill count is like hundreds of thousands of aliens, and then he's just like, he can't do public speaking at all. It's like, I know it's not exactly community related, but it's just, or like,
well, it doesn't have to be community related. You hit the nail on the head. I like that one though. That's a good one.
Because that was from like the Spike like Game Awards from like 2014
oh my God.
or something like that.
Those are the days.
How about you, Arrrash? What was your favorite Halo meme you've seen?
Yeah, so I'm not sure if this necessarily originated in Halo, but I'm gonna go with it because it was the first thing that came to mind. I don't know if you guys remember. I don't remember when it started either, but I remember back when I played Halo 3 in like 2007. There was that meme where it was the motivational poster format, and it said like camping, it's a legitimate strategy, and it just had a picture of someone Spartan like in a tent that they made with Forge items.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You know, I think I remember that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I found it. I'm gonna pull it up right now.
I think someone turned that into like a T-shirt or something at some point.
Probably.
I think so too. Yeah.
Here it is.
Yes. That's the one.
I just saw that come up my newsfeed recently. Was that you, Arrrash?
No.
Oh, somebody else must have reposted it recently. I just saw this again. Anyway, what about you, Mr. KidSkull?
Let me see. There's this one with the dude from History Channel, and like I think they post like
Oh my
Master
God.
Chief. Yeah, they post Master
Uh-huh.
Chief's face over top of him, and he's just like Covenant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's
always
always
like
aliens guy.
Yeah, Ancient
Mhm.
Aliens. That's what it was. Yeah, that's like
Figure
always one of my
find it.
favorites.
Oh, I should probably type in aliens meme Master Chief, not just aliens Master Chief, because everything will come up. But yeah, there's a lot of them. There's one. I'll show you the one I just literally saw right now.
Yep. So, yeah,
yeah.
basically
Headshots.
Yeah.
headshots.
Oh,
That's the
Forerunners.
meta.
Forerunners, that one.
I've never seen that one.
That's a new one. Yeah.
I figured out their weakness. Without their heads, they're powerless.
Yeah.
No.
That's pretty great. All right, and then we'll move on to Generalkidd. What do you got?
Mine is a very recent one actually. I just saw it like yesterday, I think, or the day before. But it's about Halo Infinite bots. It's with those scenes from like iRobot, and
Oh yeah.
he's like interrogating a robot, and he's like, "Can a bot get like a killing there or something like that?"
This is good.
And then robot's like, "Can you?"
He's great. Yeah, he tears up a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm able to find that one. I know what you're talking about, though. That is great.
Yeah. That has gold.
What about you, Will?
So, do GIFs count? Can I say a GIF instead of just a plain like picture meme?
Yeah. Why not?
All right. So, this is an older one, but when Patrick Star from SpongeBob is like starts like banging on his belly, and it's the Halo theme music.
Yes.
I don't know why, but that just cracks me up every time.
Oh,
I see it.
I found it.
Dude.
Oh no, it's a YouTube video, ain't it? It's not a GIF.
Is it? Oh, whatever. It's the same thing.
It's like
to me.
46
Like a short clip,
seconds.
yeah.
All right. You can make a GIF 40 seconds. That works.
Maybe.
Yeah,
There you go. This one.
Yes.
When that was made, I saw that so many times, just like
Mhm.
everywhere. I was like, oh my god.
Oh my gosh, that
Yes.
was amazing.
Yes.
I recently just saw on I don't know if it was Google or what, but I just saw a really great Craig meme, and I can't for the life of me remember what the context of it was, but it was like they were like where did Craig go after 343 delayed the release? And then it said finishing this fight, and it showed a bunch of viruses on screen or something like that, or a bunch of like broken code. And then next scene it said Craig is gone or something like that. I was like, oh my goodness.
I want him back.
I really hope the 343 does something with Craig in the game, but who knows? They
Like,
might
puts
just
him
get
in
rid
like
of him.
a spot somewhere.
Yeah,
hidden.
like an Easter
Yeah,
egg or
like-
something.
Yeah.
He deserves to be in there at this point.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Or like a skull that makes like all the brutes have like a
long
facial animation, and that's it.
Yeah.
If there are ever playable brutes, like legitimately good playable brutes in this game, you know they're gonna swap out Craig's face in there.
Oh,
Somebody's
for
gonna do
I
it.
hope so. Mhm.
So, all right. So the next question, I've already kind of told everybody except for Will on this because Will wasn't.
You're
there
just
when I
gonna keep
told
saying
everybody.
that, Chris, aren't you?
I am. One of these days you'll show up before the stream starts.
Hey, I'm usually at least a few seconds before.
So what do you guys think as far as a community standpoint? Do memes in games build them up or break them down? Like, did Craig help Halo Infinite or hurt Halo? I guess those are two different questions. Specifically Craig, and then memes in general. Why don't you guys each answer it yourselves? We'll go in order, but we'll make Will go first this time. I'll put him on the spot.
So I think with the Craig in particular, I think that actually helped the community because everyone got together and made fun of that, and it really showed the lackluster performance of that trailer. And I think it's like even Phil Spencer got in on it, and everyone really enjoyed like that moment, and it kind of like unified the Halo community for a brief moment in time where everyone was just making fun of this. Like, so the thing is, they had all the facial animations deactivated. No one was supposed to see that, but it ended up being like synonymous with the fact that like it was graphical glitches and everything else. So I think that helped, and that Craig meme I think in some way helped the decision to delay the game, and I think it helped as far as like everything looked a lot better in the multiplayer, and I think the game's probably gonna be better because people made fun of that one small moment in that trailer. But as far as in general, I think memes are good. I think it gets people to interact and it gets the content out there. And like, I realize this isn't the game, but I started seeing Rick and Morty memes before I saw the show, and that actually got me interested in seeing the show. So I'm thinking there's probably some kind of carryover for video games as well. That's just terrifying. Don't click on that one.
my
Chris.
God.
Chat.
These are amazing.
Um,
What about you, Mr. Slipspace? Why don't you jump in next?
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to Craig, I think he was great with like spreading like the word of Halo Infinite, even if it was just like, oh, look how like gross he is and how low poly. I mean, so I had friends who didn't really play like Halo, and they were like getting the memes about it, and it was like, I'm a big believer of pretty much like any publicity is good publicity, right? It's like if it gets the word out, I mean, that's what GTA like started on. It was just like, how can we cause such a huge like problem and cause like everybody to talk about our game, and then became like one of the biggest games ever. So it's like, I think like any publicity is good publicity, and one of the main reasons that I started my channel was just for making Halo memes, was because I wanted to get the word out. I wanted people in the Halo community to just have fun. So that was the whole point, was to try and help Halo and make the community stay alive. So I think memes are a huge help for pretty much anything.
I think I just saw my favorite Craig meme.
Oh no. I think actually someone did
PS5,
Photoshop this.
Xbox, Nintendo Switch.
They use Shrek to mocap Craig.
No.
Anyway, KidSkull, how about you? What's your take on this?
Honestly, like everything that Will and Slipspace said is like pretty much true. Like, negative publicity is positive publicity. So it's like, everything that was negative towards, like, let's say Craig and whatever, comes out is always going to be positive no matter what, because people will make fun of it. And then those people who make fun of it, that spreads, gets shared, and then more people will see it, and then they'll be interested. They might initially think like, wow, this looks like crap. But then they'll be like, well, let me see what more, like, for people who never seen Halo before, they'll be like, all right, well, let me see what Halo is. So it's like, I think, yeah, making fun of things like Halo specifically, whatever it is, like a bot doing something that it's not supposed to, or, us manipulating gameplay to, for in our favor for memes. I think it just helps, like spread the word of what Halo is, like, that's why I create memes, just to like spread it out and entertain people, all that. But bring more people to Halo in the end. But yeah.
I just saw this one earlier today too. I forgot to bring this up.
Yeah, see, like, it's like little bugs, glitches like that.
Yeah.
Halo has returned.
Spaghetti Spartan.
Spaghetti Spartan.
Anyways, we'll move on to Generalkidd. What's your take on it?
I'm pretty much in agreement with everyone here. Is that even though like the meme kind of originated as like a negative thing, like especially like a lot of like people on a PlayStation fan base used it to like criticize Halo, it ended up just giving more publicity to Halo, and it like KidSkull said, like some people who have never seen Halo before or even heard of Halo before suddenly see this meme being spread everywhere, and then they'll be curious, like, what is it from? It may not look so great, but like I'm curious what it is, and then they'll look it up, and then they'll see Halo Infinite, and I think that just gets more attention to the game, and in the long run it becomes more positive. So yeah, it's pretty much how I feel about memes as well for that.
How about you, Arrrash? Anything to add to the conversation?
Yeah, I think overall they're mostly positive, but I think there are definitely times where like memes kind of get ridden to the point where it just becomes the story for a game. Like not necessarily in Halo's case with Craig, because the game's not even out, and most likely it'll be fixed before it's out. So it's like it's just a funny meme that brought publicity. But I feel like there are games where like, and they're not great games, but if you remember like things like Mass Effect Andromeda, where like everyone just lack of facial expressions and stuff like that. Well, what do you think about when you think of that game? That's all I think about, is the fact that the game didn't
horrible
have
facial expressions.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And so like I think it can somewhat deserved, but I feel like it can just become the story for a game if the game has glaring flaws, even if the game might have like other attributes that are good. The meme overshadows everything, and that just becomes, that's the game. So overall mostly beneficial. I mean, we see entire games that blow up because they have memes out of them, like Among Us. I mean,
I was gonna bring that one up.
the whole reason that game is popular is because it was perfect for making memes, right? And I mean, even
Arrrash
before
is
Among
sus.
Us, yeah, exactly. Even before Among Us, like stuff like Fall Guys was blowing up because it was pretty memey, and so like it definitely has the ability to completely like take something that wasn't going to be that popular and just blow it out of proportion. But on the other end, it can be detrimental, I think, to a certain degree. So yeah, that's kind of my thought.
Yeah, I was gonna bring up the Among Us thing for sure, and just things like what Chris pointed out earlier today, because wasn't that a Halo 3 issue even back when?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like it really is like one of those nostalgia factors. Like I feel like when a meme resurfaces years later in a game or a series, and Halo's like one of the few exceptions that can actually claim this, but when something like that were to resurface, I feel like it only brings in nostalgia and more people want to come back to it because it's like, oh my gosh, this is still a thing. That's awesome.
That's like me when I saw like anytime I see red versus blue, it like just makes me want to play Halo. You know, that's how I was back in the day with it.
Yeah. So in regards to memes and Halo, I feel like they're kind of synonymous with the internet growing up together because the internet and Halo as a whole kind of grew up together, in my opinion, because it seemed like as games got better, Halo got better, the internet got better, Xbox Live got better. It's like all of these things together got better together. That's a really weird long.
I actually disagree though. I think Xbox Live is worse because it's so much harder to figure out how to actually invite your friends into a game. It is. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because I'm old. But like Halo 2 was so simple. Like it just seemed like it was like one button and like they're there with you. But now it's just it takes forever. It takes me like 20 minutes. Like when you and I were trying to figure it out, Chris, it took forever.
It did take a little while. That's true.
Gotta go through sub menus.
I figure out how to get the chat in there correctly, so you're just talking to your buddy and not everyone else. Oh, it's so complicated.
That was confusing figuring out chat. Or like I was chatting with /frag right after you got off, Will, and they were split between Discord and party chat. And every time we join a match, like the party chat would quit on us. And so they were like talking in the background, and I couldn't hear him. And then they come out like, "Chris, did you hear what I said?" Nope, no idea what you're talking about. Anyways, I guess the next question I have for you guys, what did you think of the Halo Infinite beta?
It's not a beta, but
tech preview.
Tech preview.
Jeez. Sorry.
I mean,
I
thought
IGN.
Oh no.
My only I thought it was great for it being a tech preview. I was pretty surprised with kind of how polished it was. Like I expected it to be pretty awful. I take 2 steps, I fall through the map or something. I was expecting to get pretty like kind of frustrated with it. But it's a tech review, whatever. In game, I didn't really ever have too many issues. Like my Xbox, I did it on a Series X. And only like a couple of times did I ever get like frozen and kicked out. That happened like 3 times maybe over the course of the weekend. But in game, other than like some tweaks here and there, I thought it was pretty good. My only problem with it was just the user interface and the main menu was just god awful. It was bad. But I feel like that's just, I don't know. I feel like 343 has never really made a good like user interface at all. I haven't liked really any of theirs. But in the tech preview, I expected it to be buggy, but it was really buggy and just not very pleasant to look at.
On that note, I did see a meme earlier today where it said, "Hey, let's take this great menu from Halo 3 and replace it with the MCC menu." That's like, pretty much.
Yeah. The menus in MCC have gotten a lot better, but they started off atrocious.
Yeah. I remember I played the game like 2 years after MCC came out, and they still didn't have like a back button after you completed a match. You just had to turn off the game. You just had to turn off the whole game and boot it up again.
That's pretty bad. How about you, Arrrash? What was your? I know you did your PvP video, and you've done plenty of videos on it.
Long story short, I think
I meant that in the best way possible. FYI.
No, for sure. It left me more positive on Halo Infinite than I probably was going in. But it's honestly like kind of hard to judge to a certain degree because there's so many issues with the tech test, but it is a tech test. So it's like if you just give them the benefit of the doubt that it's all going to be fixed outside of like minor complaints I have with specific like game design things, then it seems like it'll be pretty good. But if they don't fix those things, then it's like It's kind of like a wait and see. Wait until the next time we get it. Wait until the game comes out. Like a lot. It was. I mean, I assume a lot of it will be fixed. Like the performance was atrocious on PC, and I think original Xboxes, like that has to be fixed. I felt like I saw tons of people complaining that the aiming feels really bad on controllers, and so it's like that amongst a whole slew of other things. Like they're things that as long as they're fixed, it's fine. But you just kind of have to hope they fix them, I guess. But yeah, overall, I thought it was good. I mean, I enjoyed playing it for what it was.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really want to fight bots anymore. I thought the bots were pretty bad, but
hey, they graduated to Spartans.
Yeah. I mean, I thought they're pretty good for bots, but like, I mean, yeah, they're not a replacement for people for sure.
They're better than the Fortnite bots.
The only like issue I had with them is the fact that they did the same thing at the start of every game.
Yes, they always ran to the same spot.
Just throw all your grenades there.
Yeah. After you got past the starting engagement, it wasn't too bad, other than the fact that like you just don't play the same against bots because you could just sprint at them. But like that's not there's no way you're gonna be able to simulate that with bots. But yeah, it's just I got my fill of the infinite bots, I think. So hopefully next time we touch the game, it's actual PvP the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they're learning. They learned how to teabag, I hear.
Oh no.
Speaking of the PvP, I saw a meme right when that happened, when they dropped the PvP, and it said, "The Europeans are in bed. Hurry, drop the PvP."
Yes.
They were like kind of straight up with when PvP might flight if they were gonna do it, but 343 is not very considerate of people that don't live in North America. Even if you live on the East Coast, those time zones sucked. So
yeah, I saw Hidden Xperia was like,
I guess
I
we'll
wish I
just
lived in the
assume
US.
the only people that care about PvP live in America. So
Well, that's true. So
All right, how about you, Generalkidd? What was your experience?
Overall, I thought the flight was it was pretty good. A pretty good start. There's still quite a few things that need to be ironed out. Still a lot of bugs here and there. I did personally like the bots actually, but like more so because they were amusing. There were like a lot of cases where like I noticed like the bots that they just AFK, or like sometimes they'll like be spinning around in circles. And I was just thinking like, you know, like I thought that was like ridiculous at first, but then I realized that's actually pretty accurate. That's pretty realistic. Because when you play on MCC matchmaking, you get a lot of AFKers, you get a lot of people spinning around boosting. So I think the bots are actually simulating an accurate player experience.
my favorite is when they would try and get like the power up on live fire and they would just get stuck. Like they couldn't figure out how to clamber sometimes for some reason. So you just see like them jumping up and down.
Something I always thought they would do is they would try to shoot through walls. Like I'd be like above them and they'd see me on the radar, but they'd just be shooting at the ceiling or something. It's like they didn't understand where I was. It was weird. Sometimes they seem real, and then sometimes they just do some real bot stuff. Yep. It's like, what are you doing?
Anything else?
No, I think that's basically it. Like I just hope like all the bugs will be fixed eventually before launch. I guess the other thing was that it was unfortunate that like 343 left a lot of stuff in the game that got leaked. So that was all the campaign leaks. You know, it's too bad like they didn't get rid of all that stuff before the tech preview came out.
I have avoided all spoilers, but part of it's because
Lucky.
my children keep me off the internet quite a bit. So
I had someone come into my stream like the day after they dropped and just copy and paste the ending. So that was the end of that.
Oh God!
Like on one hand, well, people who do that are just, I don't understand why you're like that, but I see a lot of people on Twitter and stuff sharing like screenshots and stuff from all the different things they found, and I won't get into them in case people don't want to know. But like 343 should have expected this, man. It's a PC game. You have to take that shit out of the build. You can't just leave it in there.
Yeah,
people
data miners.
Yep.
Yeah.
What about you, KidSkull? What was your experience with Infinite Tech Preview?
Oh man, I genuinely enjoyed it. Like throughout the entire weekend, I was just addicted to it. Just went into a match by match by match. But it definitely had its problems. I was playing on Series X and I encountered like crashes and just performance issues across the board. And the aiming thing on console, like definitely, it just, I don't know what it is. It just feels like sticky, or it's not as smooth as like Halo 5 or, you know, previous Halo games. Like it definitely has a lot of ironing out to be had. you know, and it kind of sucks that I didn't get to play the PvP aspect because I was at work. And like, I'm pretty sure they did this once before with Halo CE. They surprise released it. Like, I think we made it clear we don't like surprise releases. I don't know if they announced it beforehand, but the PvP was just dropped, and I was like, what? Like, are you kidding me? Like,
Yeah.
They said, like, if we hit our parameters, we'll do PvP toward the end of the flight. But they never actually made it clear it was only going to be a couple hours and they were going to shut it back off. Because everyone I talked to was under the understanding they were going to stick it in there at night and just leave it until the flight closed.
That's what
And so, like, I know a lot of people were just like, well, I went to bed or I went to go do something and I was going to play it later. And then it was just already shut off by the time I got on.
Yeah, that confused me so much because I got back from dinner and I saw that there was PvP. I was like, oh, cool. I played 2 games and it disappeared. I was like, oh, my game must be messed up. And I reset it. And I was like, well, where'd it go? It's supposed to be there. And then what happened?
We were playing with Zanghelios, and all of a sudden PvP just opened up out of nowhere. We're like, oh, okay, we'll play. It's just like perfect timing. I just happened to be on when they dropped it.
Lucky. Oh man.
But just for the fun of it, I think I heard a bunch of Series X players down in the comments here, and maybe PC. Did anybody else play it on an OG Xbox One like I did?
I did it just out of curiosity because I still have my OG Xbox One, but I spent most of my time on the Series X. But on the OG Xbox One, it was playable.
I thought it played really well, like a lot better than I expected. It was definitely running at least 30. It was running at least 30 FPS, and I never felt like it glitched out.
It was sub 30 FPS for me a lot of the times, I think. Plus, like coming from a Series X to the OG Xbox One, it's a night and day difference. So it took me a while to get used to the sub 30 FPS.
Funny enough,
whatever it was, I had a constant frame rate. Whatever was going on with mine, I never had any issues, honestly. And I never felt like anybody had an advantage over me just due to the fact that I was on Xbox One. Now, I'm sure PC players would be better than me, but I never felt that way anyways when I was playing.
Well, you lost every match, Chris, so maybe something.
No, I didn't. That's not true.
I was actually able to play like the like when they shut down the flights. I was able to play like 2 hours after like they shut down the servers. Like I pulled a Halo 2 when they shut those servers down. Like,
I tried to as well.
You tried, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I'm not ready to let go.
So, what was funny to me was right at the end when the flights were going, they were like killing the PvP. We tried to join a match at about like 11:56, 57 p.m. right, and they had cut it as we were joining a match, and it like broke my display was totally broken because when they shut it off, it was like in the middle of joining the match, so it's like, whoa.
Oh, I sent something in the Twitter chat. You know how they have the the horizontal UI? A lot of people don't like that. Somebody posted a nice little like boxy UI.
It looks so good.
Yeah, it looks so much cleaner.
Oh yeah,
dude.
Let me see if I can pull that up.
Horizontal UI.
Yeah, I
don't know why.
For maps and game modes and MCC too, and it's absolutely atrocious.
Yeah, it takes forever to.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever liked the style of UI they use.
I don't know. Yeah.
I
don't get it.
Like, well, especially like in the Halo Infinite with the customizing your Spartan. Yeah, it was like horizontal. It's like, well, but you customize your Spartan from head to toe, so shouldn't it be like top to bottom, not left to right? It doesn't. It's not intuitive. I feel like that's a lot of their UI stuff is usually just not intuitive, and I don't know why they can't get a good UI created.
Let me see if I can find your chat in the message here. Hold on a second.
I feel like a lot of their UIs prioritize like being clean and looking pretty rather than prioritizing functionality.
Yeah.
And I think it might just be like a design like
philosophy.
Philosophy, yeah, that's the word I was going for.
Yeah, I like what they got going on here. Hold on, let me pull it up on the screen for everybody to see.
Yeah.
I do like that quite a bit.
So nice.
Yeah, because like I will say this, the thing that I've hated about modern consoles, especially PlayStation, is having to scroll across the screen all the way across to get to what you're looking for. Where like a nice drop down, like the XMB was on PlayStation. I don't know if you guys remember the PS3 where it was just like category, and then up and down. So much cleaner. Like the PlayStation 4, UI is like so bad, and Nintendo Switch like copied them, and then they kept it for PS5, and I really prefer this. And then the Xbox and the Xbox Series X and all that, they kind of do more this style scrolling, although it is kind of jumbled, it's like crazy. But this is way cleaner. I've always preferred this style of UI over the one we've got right now.
It just makes more sense.
It really does.
Yeah.
Why would I want to endlessly scroll to the right?
Yeah.
I just don't. I feel like I lose my place.
And this one also just gives more like information, like because like rather than it being horizontal, where you can only see like 5 shaders at a time or something like this, it's like you can see way more in this, and like, but it's not like too much, and it still feels organized and it looks good.
The
sure.
worst part to me is like, assuming they keep the UI that was in the flight, 4 years from now when you have 200 armor coatings unlocked, I'm not going through that.
Yeah,
like,
right.
I'm just gonna give up on customizing my person.
Yeah, like if you want
that's
to encourage customization, you really need a good UI to show people the things that they're going to want.
I feel like part of the problem is they really want people to use the app.
I forgot about that.
To customize your thing, and so I'm almost afraid it's just going to be minimal in game in hopes that people download that and use that. But I don't care much for companion apps unless they actually add something. But just taking functionality out of the game and moving it is not something I care for.
Yeah, I
like,
agree.
The only companion app I ever thought like was good was, I don't know if you guys play WoW, but during the Legion expansion, they had this. You had these like companions that you could send off on quests, and the quest would take us X amount of time, and then when they finished the quest, you'd have to queue them up for a new quest if you wanted them to. Well, on the companion app, you could continue to set your little people out to go do quests for you, even if you weren't on the game. Like that, I liked because I didn't have to log in every like 8 hours or whatever. But when it's just literally taking functionality I can do in the game and moving it, it's like, just let me do it in game.
Yeah, like Destiny had that problem with the first game. Like all the lore and stuff was in like their mobile app and website.
Wasn't it on the website too? You could like click something and it would open up a browser.
Yeah, it's like why are we going to outside the game? You know, to like learn more about the game. But
go to Bungie.net.
Is this what you're talking about, Arrrash? This thing right here?
Yes, I think
this companion app. Okay.
Yeah,
that's a pretty nice setup. I do wonder if Microsoft will try to get into the fitness watch game and like say, okay, if you walk this many steps, you get XP for your Spartan to get unlocks or something weird like that.
Like one of those like AR games that like friggin' Pokemon Go.
well, they did that once for Halo 4 actually. That King of the Hill game way back. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
Yeah, it was just like Pokemon Go before Pokemon Go existed.
I forgot about that.
I don't remember this at all.
Wait. What?
Yeah, it was called Halo 4 King of the Hill. It was for Android and iOS. This is like before launch and like a little bit after. But it's just like Pokemon Go. You would like you would go to like 7-Elevens. Those were like the gyms. And then you would have like battles there to like hold it, and you would get points, and then you would get double XP in game on Halo 4.
Well, the other thing was if nobody else was physically there, like you were just the king of the hill.
Yeah, exactly. And then
so if you just went to 7, people would be like
just
just hanging out at the 7-Eleven, like rank, like what are you doing with your life? Just play Halo.
Yeah, I remember now. I'm looking at a picture. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the other thing is like I know Microsoft in the past there was a meme where Microsoft was talking about fitness in some article, and somebody goes, "You guys are literally the ones that put your brand on Mountain Dew and Doritos. Like, what are you doing in fitness?"
Yeah.
And so now I'm curious what the new Halo is going to look like in regards to branding and food and that kind of stuff. I know we've already seen some sneak peeks. I think there might have been a monster can with Halo, the Master Chief on it.
Cookies and stuff.
Yeah.
Cookies.
It's never on the healthy foods, is it?
The MOA Pringles.
No.
Oh, yeah, MOA, yeah.
Oh yeah, I got it right here actually.
Got the shirt on, so.
Oh yeah. We coordinated.
But let's be honest. What are most gamers probably buying anyways? Is probably not your health and fitness foods. At least not generally speaking. I'm not speaking for everybody. There are exceptions.
Yeah, I got my Master Chief celery.
So then the next question I have for you guys is: are there any memes from Legacy Halo that you feel like anybody could see it now right now and know what it is? Or do you think that memes tend to die with each passing game? Like, could a Halo 3 meme, which wouldn't probably be called a meme back then, be relevant today? Or do you think that they just die with each game as the new games come out?
Oh man, I mean that's a
I
tough
feel
one.
like as long as it's not a mechanic specific to the game, then they can continue on. But if it's like if you made a meme about a Spartan charge or something in Halo 5, that's kind of going to be irrelevant post Halo 5, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think some, like for the game mechanics or specific features of a game, I think if they're like notorious enough, they'll always be remembered. Like if people post like a picture of a Jackal sniper from Halo 2 or Halo 3, everybody always knows that means trouble.
Yes. 100%. The Jackal snipers meme will never die.
Yeah.
What about you, Will? Is there anything that you remember from back in the day that's probably still relevant?
The "were it so easy" is always in everything.
Oh yeah, forgot about that one.
I mean, yeah, there's lots of things, and mechanic specific is the grenade jumps. I've seen some memes with that, and some of the OG glitches. I actually saw was in Halo Infinite too, where like in Halo 2, when you killed someone, like sometimes their bodies would get stuck in the ceiling. And I've seen memes about that. Like I get it. I don't know if anyone else does. And like I guess it's sort of coming back now because I guess there was a glitch in Halo Infinite where people like the bots were getting stuck in the ceiling too. So
that didn't happen to anybody. That happened to me.
I didn't see it.
I saw it a handful of times. You'd like shoot someone, they just like their head would get stuck in the ceiling. I don't know if it was when they were jumping or something.
I died and went through the floor, and then I was suspended by my head through a ceiling.
I hope that stays in the game because that is a classic Halo.
So this is another good one. Like some of the quotes from Halo, I think are memeable forever. Like this cave is not a natural formation.
Yes, yep. That one.
I know that one was in the script
sure.
because wasn't it the script writers were not working directly with the level designers, and therefore they didn't know that the script was going to say that.
They changed that formation, so it was a cave or something, and then they just didn't have time to go back, or they didn't want to spend the time to go back, or something like that.
I know. Like the quote was recorded before.
Yes.
Yeah, so that they just didn't change it.
That's also why Cortana has a English sayings. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, she's loved like
yeah.
English slang.
Oh, English. Oh, I'm sorry. I misunderstood what you were saying. Let me see. What was I going to say? I had something really. I'm sorry. Somebody else speak. Will, you got something?
I don't.
No.
I'm just trying to think of like all of like the random memes I've been seeing, and like there are so many. A lot of them coming back from Halo 3. So Halo 3 must be the most popular game, I've decided, because, or at least like that generation is dominating the community right now because like there's a lot of Halo 3 memes coming out.
Do you guys think a meme can, other than Craig, do you guys think a meme can physically change something just because it points out a flaw so bad that the designers are like, oh crap, we need to fix this?
Oh, I can't remember who said it now, but Mass Effect, the facial animations, they changed it.
That was.
Look at Sonic from the Sonic movie.
Oh my gosh, that's true.
Oh my gosh.
That is totally true. I forgot. That was an abomination of a Sonic character. Like, you have to wonder whether that was a design choice from the designers to do it that way, or if that was like the movie producer or whatever was like, I want Sonic to look more realistic, and they're like, well, how do we do that?
It's like he doesn't look real. He doesn't look like a hedgehog. So I don't know how we're gonna make him look real.
Yeah. So like, I don't know if that was like a design choice by the marketing team, the design team, or what. But let me see if I can find the original because it looks. Oh god, this thing is such an abomination.
I'm gonna have nightmares.
I literally did have a nightmare about this thing, but it wasn't for any of the reasons you would think.
Yeah, there was some slow music playing.
No, not like that.
Chris was in a nice outfit.
His eyes
was forward.
Mouth and eyes.
Right. They just don't look right.
And his teeth, it's freaky looking.
No.
Yeah, there's nothing right about this. Can you imagine if they would actually release the movie this way? I think somebody did like CGI a version of Sonic like this into the movie for the full movie.
Just deep faked him.
Faked Sonic. I think they did. Like, that's how. You can't watch it. You can't make it all the way through the movie.
Yeah, well, this reminds me of the Mario movie. Remember how terrible the Goombas look? Like a weird dinosaur people.
They were like the turtle club guy from Master of Disguise. That's what they look like to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like
My
turtle
turtle,
up
you
for the
know?
turtle club.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Such a horrible movie. It's a
That
good movie.
brings back
It's a
so many
horrible
memories
movie.
now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys think that with the Halo Infinite launching on PC and Xbox at the same time, we're going to see some insane mods that 343 is not prepared for because they've only ever launched console first and then PC later?
I don't
Probably.
think Infinite's going to be very moddable. I think it's going to be locked down.
I didn't say it's supposed to be moddable.
I mean, so at best you'll see some stuff like you'll see clips maybe in a video, but I don't think anyone's going to be out there like publishing mods. I mean, when you look at other like AAA games that are on PC, like how many Apex mods do you see floating around?
I mean, like the campaign, like we're going to see the Covenant ship replace I'm sorry, the one of the Brute ships replaced with Thomas the Tank Engine or something, which is
I mean, I think
my
people
favorite
can do
meme,
stuff
by
like
the way.
that, but without proper like mod tools, that you can't actually do that much. So if it's not supported at all, you'll see minimal. Like you'll see some things like people can swap in and out stuff, but like it similar to like MCC today, like the games other than CE, maybe you see mods like that, but even that uses assembly, and I don't know if Infinite will be able to use assembly because that was like a community made tool.
Yeah.
I mean,
there
Halo-
was the guy that literally programmed Halo into Dark Souls. Like I'm sure there are people out there that exist.
Yeah.
But Dark
can do
Souls
it.
is moddable. Like it has mod support.
Well,
The
Halo
difference
5
is like
Halo 5 Forge has, mod tools going on right now
That's
for
true.
PC, I should say.
there's like the exuberant
specifically.
mod, and there's
I mean,
all sorts of cool
I
stuff.
think, yeah, give it enough time. Like I think PC Infinite will be completely moddable. Like
the community of modders in Halo is massive. They'll figure it out.
Exactly.
There's a will, there's a way.
I'm sure it'll happen.
There's a will right there.
Oh,
I know.
There's the way.
I make that joke all the time, and no one finds it funny.
That's because you're not a dad. You can't make dad jokes.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is another good point, though, is there probably will be a big difference between what console players can do versus what PC players can do in regards to Forge. Although I did hear there were some leaks on what Forge looks like, and I haven't looked at them on purpose, but for what I heard, it's potentially a lot simpler than what the Forge in Halo 5 was. So I'm not going to speak too much to it, but if that is the case, there probably won't be this distinct difference between PC and console players.
Simpler as in like not as good, or
like Halo
I
Reach
saw the images you're talking about. I wouldn't really read into them. There's like one. I mean, they're probably real, but like if you just open Halo 5 Forge, it doesn't get complex until you start like opening menus. So that would be my response to that. I think it'd be a huge disappointment if Infinite's Forge was a step back from 5.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, I think it should be more complex. Like
I want Halo Infinite to have two versions: a simple like Halo Reach version where I can just throw crap around, and then like a professional version like Halo 5 where it's because it's like I thought Halo 5 had amazing tools, but they were tools. It wasn't really like a toy like Halo Reach.
It's such a high learning curve to the Halo 5 tools.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I never used Halo
Reach.
5 Forge. It was too much for me, so I just left it to the professionals.
Same.
Well, it's like I would like to have, like you were saying, a Halo 3 or Halo Reach style Forge mode, and then on PC you should have like the professional tools like they have in Halo 5. But to not be able to have any random noob jump into Forge and do whatever they want, like throw the coils around, the fusion coils around, and see if they can make a warthog fly like halfway across the map, or stuff like that. Just the stupid fun things that you and your friends wanted to do back in Halo 3 and Halo Reach. I think it would be a disservice if they didn't have at least that option for people that don't want to mess around with all the professional tools.
I think you can have like just a full-fledged Forge that's basically a map editor, and then just have like a sandbox mode. Like it doesn't have to be a Forge mode. Like if you have a sandbox mode where you can just spawn shit, it'll serve the same purpose. Like, and you could turn on like cheats in it and stuff too. like some games have. I think that would serve the same purpose, and then you wouldn't have to develop two completely different tools, because I personally think that's a waste of dev resources. But I get like messing around in Forge was fun, but I think at this point you should have Forge to make cool stuff, and then you just like play customs if you want to mess around, or maybe they have a sandbox mode.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I definitely think Forge should definitely be more complex, like Arrrash said. Like maybe forgeable AIs, that would be, cool. Because I mean, there's a lot of scripting in 5 right now, and like if you have, more scripting, like to a bigger extent, like that could just create so many possibilities. Like there's in Halo 5, you can make like giant mechas and fight like each other. It's insane what you can do with Halo 5.
Yeah, you can do
I would be
crazy stuff.
surprised if it doesn't get better, because they've gotten better every single time with the Forge. Even the Halo 4 Forge was okay. And then they had it for a Halo 2 anniversary as well, right? That was pretty good. And then Halo 5 was the best out of the entire series, in my opinion. So I would be really shocked if it wasn't like on the same probably level as Halo 5 or better. Like the campaign and multiplayer, that's where they're kind of screwing out. So Forge has always been solid.
How about co-op theater though? I want some co-op theater.
I want that back so badly. Because like there's so many times like if I 1v1 a friend or something like that, and we have like a dispute about like how something happened. We could, in Halo 3 we could just go like in co-op theater and just be like, all right, let's watch it together and we'll see what really happened. But we haven't been able to do that for like the longest time.
Hope they have campaign theater along with that.
Oh, yes. Yes, I would love that. I mean, it's such a nice tool for anybody that wants to get into video editing and just doesn't have a high-end PC.
Yep.
Because you can practically do, I mean, Chris Reagan brought this up when we talked to him about it. He said you can practically do your own movie within the Halo 3 theater mode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like all you really have to do is like you can just like just jump cut different clips that you make in theater mode. Like you don't need really any editor that does anything. Like as long as you have something that moves clips around, and you can download a billion of those for free.
Exactly.
Yep.
That's why I still do all my machinima stuff in Halo 3. It's still like the best.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yep.
Yeah, it also allows you to appreciate the assets in the environment more too. I would spend hours just looking at like a rocket flying through the air or an explosion or something, and it was like it's from angles you can never see during like actual playtime, and it's something that a lot of the other games just lost, and you didn't get to appreciate the small details that you would normally see as you're playing.
That was how I discovered that I actually managed to jump over a rocket one time.
Yeah, exactly. I used to have all these pictures. Like I would actually take clips or like screenshots of me like jumping over the brute shot over a rocket or something. So, yeah.
The next question I have for you guys is, do you guys think that putting memeable things in the campaign from 343 directly is a good idea or a bad idea? Or do you think it's just like something that companies should avoid doing? But Easter eggs, that kind of stuff too.
So like one of the devs wearing his underwear in Halo 3, stuff like
that.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
No, I think it's a good idea. Like it it's something that gives players to like go look for and search for, and it's just a fun little entertaining thing to do. Like because like the campaign can be serious and all that at times, but like sometimes we like to just stray off the path and just explore and be goofy together and find stuff. I think it's a good idea, like personally.
Yeah, I mean that's why they're Easter eggs. They're just fun to go hunt and find, and like so I always think Easter eggs and stuff are always a very positive thing, especially if they're like interactable like Easter eggs rather than just like a picture or like someone's name like written on a wall or something. Like those are always really cool, but I think it's always really cool when you can pick something up or like interact with it and it changes. Like in Reach, when you could turn like the Falcon into the Pelican and stuff like that.
Oh my God,
it would actually change it. I thought that stuff was really cool.
Yeah.
Or the Scarab gun.
Yeah,
that's my favorite Easter egg. Yeah, it's stuff like that. I think just like enhances the Halo games a lot. Like the campaign is great and all, but like being able to just go beyond the campaign and just explore around, I feel like that's like almost like an unadvertised aspect of Halo. That's like really amazing and like really it's like a really important part of the game series.
Speaking of that, I really hope any other Easter eggs like is just better utilized in this new game, because in Halo 5 they're not really Easter eggs, but remember like the consoles that you would find and activate like the audio recording, and how like you would accidentally do that and then it would still be playing as you're being attacked. You can never hear anything. It's awful.
I must not have done that yet.
Oh, there's all these information panels that you can like activate, and again, it's just talking to you as you're being shot by the Covenant or whatever, and you never know what's happening.
So wait a second. The Covenant can attack you while you're essentially in a locked-in mode.
No, you're not locked in. It's just playing as you're fighting.
Oh, okay.
So it's just like I have no idea what that person said.
Oh, I understand now. Okay, that makes more sense. Was it Halo 5 where you managed to Generalkidd, I'm speaking to you directly. Was it Halo 5 where you managed to get into a spot where Cortana was or was it a different Halo where you got into a spot where Cortana's physically there by using like some kind of a glitch?
Yeah, so apparently that's like based on like an old speed run tactic that people found a while back. But if you actually skip like a lot of loading zones on that one mission, and then you get to like I forgot what you call that room, but it's a room where like all those Warden Eternals come in and like Master Chief and the squad are like cornered. But if you manage to skip the cutscene and not load it, then there is like a floating like 2D cutout of like the Halo 4 Cortana. And I'm not sure that's an Easter egg though. It might just be like a placeholder that's left over, but it's pretty cool that it's there at all. So
yeah,
it almost makes me wonder if some of these things that we think are intentional or an Easter egg were like just things left by accident. That 3 or 4 others like, oh yeah, that was totally on purpose.
Yeah.
Don't remember that being in there, but cool.
I definitely think that's probably the case sometimes.
Yes.
Let's see here. Seeing Halo Infinite is going to be semi-open world. I hope there will be devs in underwear.
Yes.
What would be your favorite Easter egg to find in Halo Infinite? What would be something that you want to see in Halo Infinite as an Easter egg?
Another Scarab gun.
A new Scarab gun.
Yeah.
Maybe like something from like, the Forerunner Saga books, like, because like reading those really, like, at least Primordium, like, puts into perspective of what Zeta Halo is and the dangers that it has. So maybe something that references, like, maybe for the book readers, like, I think that would be cool.
I want there to be a cave that makes a reference to Noble Six. So bad. It's like just to keep that. It's like not like Noble Six is in there or something, but just some weird reference to him. I don't know how it would be a reference to him, but something, maybe like a rock that looks like his helmet conveniently or something. I don't know.
Or he's like counting down the days.
It's like somebody's been like, there's like stuff in a cave. Like somebody's been here. Like,
Oh my god.
I would like to see. I mentioned this when we talked to Hidden Xperia and Installation 00 back when. I want to see like somehow Master Chief would interface with the domain, and we somehow get like an actual 3D render of Primordial.
Ooh.
Like he walks into a room where the Primordial was kept, and all of a sudden, he's on the screen. It's like, whoa! That would be like an awe-inspiring moment for me in Halo.
Yeah. Oof.
Now I want to add one. So you know how in Doom you can like access panels and it turns like Doom 2016 into like the original Doom. Yeah. Where you're fighting that'd be cool. Like you end up turning it back into Halo CE. That'd be neat. I don't know how they do it, but whatever.
I agree on
that. The next question I have for you guys, since you guys all make not the same content, now that's not true at all, but kind of more of the memeable, glitching, finding things type of content. Arrrash, with your clips, it's kind of in the same realm, maybe a little outside of it.
We're just gonna lump
how do you guys feel about doing that type of content on YouTube? Do you think that that's real easy to market, or is it kind of hard to build an audience that way?
I think it just depends on the algorithm a lot of the times. Like, because I mean, I don't really do it with YouTube too much with my like Halo Takes page. It's mainly on TikTok. So like some videos can do good, others might not. Like it's just a wild card these days, because the way these people, like these social media platforms, set up the algorithms, it's just, I don't know. It's just like sometimes they can do good, sometimes they can just not. And I think Slipspace has that happen from time to time too. Like,
yeah, it's just it's just random. It's like, cool, here's like 100,000 views, and sometimes like here's like sub 10 or something. It's like I don't know what like.
Wait,
I try to figure it out. Like, oh, it seems like this day does better at this time, and then I put something there, and then it fails, and the day that was bad ends up being good. I'm like, I give up, dude. Like, I don't know what I don't know what the algorithm demands.
Yeah.
I know, Arrrash, you jumped right on the shorts right when they dropped, and that was seeming to be a good idea.
Yeah, I don't actually post that many of the actual shorts because you have to edit things in vertical format for those to work.
I'm sorry. I remember you stumbled upon at one point in time 30-second clips were doing really well.
Yeah, I mean, just in general, the algorithm seems to be favoring shorter stuff, but I'm not some algorithm expert, so I don't know.
I tried to figure it out, and the shorts seemed cool, but I was like, well, all my stuff's already short, and I don't want all my stuff just to be shorts. Also, they all have to be vertical, and I don't like that.
I've complained about this before, but I think YouTube's implementation of the shorts feature is just terrible because like on TikTok, and you probably know this, KidSkull, you can upload a regular video. TikTok just auto converts it. On YouTube, if I post a 45-second clip in horizontal format, the algorithm just doesn't put it on the shorts platform. Yeah, when all it has to do is take the fucking rectangle and put it onto the phone. Like it's the easiest thing in the world. TikTok already does it. I don't understand why YouTube can't follow suit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I had to convert all my videos and just start posting them on YouTube, because I can't like, and Instagram I could do it too. I could just post them on Instagram. It does it. Like it's like, but YouTube, like, nah.
And then what's cool about that is on TikTok, if you're scrolling through on your phone, this is if you want to retain horizontal format. If you want them in vertical, then you edit them in vertical. But on TikTok, not many people use browser TikTok, but like on the phone, they show up vertical and they just take up the middle. But if you actually go to TikTok on a computer, they show up 16:9 like a normal video. Whereas like on YouTube, if I wanted to post a clip or a short video that's 45 seconds, I have to make it vertical. And now every one of my subs that watches normal videos has to watch a vertical video on their computer. Like, it's such a badly implemented. Don't get me wrong. There's people that have absolutely blown up doing actual shorts, and there is value to it, but it's such a badly implemented feature, in my opinion.
They did at one point let you do it in square format, which I thought was okay. I was like, well, that's a little better. I can make it a little wider. Yeah, or at least when I tried to do one the other day, and I tried to put it in square format because my video was kind of wide, but there was no option to do that. I couldn't upload my square format. It just wouldn't let me do it, like you were saying. So I just had to change it to vertically, and I had to crop out like 1/3 of the video. Basically, that was like, well, this part's not super necessary, so I guess I'll just cut that out. But then I put it on like Twitter and Instagram. It had the full picture. On YouTube, it just cropped out like part of it, and it just sucked.
It's like YouTube almost forces you to ruin content that you make to if you want to fit it into the shorts format, which no other platform is like that. Other platforms, if you want to purposely edit in vertical, more power to you. But if you want to leave your stuff 16:9 because you feel that benefits the content, all those other platforms let you. But for some reason, YouTube has this line drawn in the sand where unless it's vertical and under a minute, it can't be a short. And
I think TikTok has up to 3 minutes now, don't they?
They
do
people
now.
get access to that. Yeah.
I think TikTok's about to get bigger and bigger, but I still don't know how to use it. So
I'm still waiting for the official Halo page to make a TikTok because Xbox has a TikTok.
I don't know
remember
why they don't, man.
Uni, I think last year made a tweet saying like, "Oh, how would you feel if we made a Halo Snapchat or a Halo TikTok?" And I'm like, "Let's go,
let's go." I mean, that's only going to enhance. I think. Then my next question, I think it naturally rolls off. Do you think these shorter videos inherently push more meme content out? Like they inspire creators to create more meme content? Because when I go through like Instagram stuff, all I see is like dances, like CGI stuff and memes, and that's it. That's all I ever see. It's like all they ever promote on Instagram, it seems like.
I mean, I guess memes don't need that much information. They usually doesn't need to be long.
Exactly,
so
they're usually pretty short things. So it's pretty much what the best kind of things you could fit within like a minute.
Yeah, like a quick joke or a quick one-liner or something like that. Like I saw it like I think it was like the next day after the Halo Infinite flight finished at like 10 o'clock when it actually finished, and it said, "Master Chief, what are you doing?" I said, "Finishing this flight." That's great.
Awesome.
All right, I want to open it up for you guys as far as Halo memes go. Where do you think the meme format is going right now? Are we looking more at, because it started out as a picture format, and now we're more video format with like the Slipspace Entertainment KidSkull type of memes. Where's the next evolution of the meme gonna go? That style of joke, that style of comedy.
It's gonna beam it directly into your head.
Yeah,
I think a lot of that is directly related to whatever social media platforms are big at the time. Whereas like back in the day when it was primarily picture formatted, that's just because that's what you posted on the internet was pictures. Whereas now there's so many easy ways to post short videos that you can make a meme that's 30 seconds or a minute long, and it's not like it just gets pushed out to people. You don't have to like send it to your friends. So
yeah.
Unless there's like a new era of some type of social media platform that completely revolutionizes just the way content is pushed, I think short videos and pictures will always still be relevant. I mean, to this day, pictures are definitely still relevant, but we've just also now included videos.
Yeah, I think it'll probably stay that way for a bit because it's just an easy way to consume that type of content. Like, I mean, what else really is there? GIFs, I guess, maybe, but
yeah.
VR. No, I'm just kidding.
Well,
Interactive memes. That's
oh my gosh.
Next gen.
That's a good point. Can you imagine
you got patented that idea.
Can you imagine augmented reality memes? Like you're walking through Walmart and like a People Walmart meme shows up in the middle of the aisle next to you.
I've been in stores where they
don't know
have
about
like
that.
videos or like TVs that like will interact with you, and it just freaks me out because you walk by and it starts like spitting like ads at you. Oh, don't want to get
the future.
Pop on the HoloLens as you walk into like your local Walmart. Pop on the HoloLens, and all of a sudden you got a HUD come up, and it's like the Halo music starts playing, and you're like, "Let's go, baby!"
What if Xbox like made their own VR headset and then they came out with like a Halo Collector's Edition VR headset and it was a Master Chief helmet but like VR?
Oh,
that'd be awesome.
That's an idea.
I would have
sold
that
out.
immediately. Like, there's no way that a scalper's beating me to buying that.
No,
It'd be out of stock for years.
Oh my god, $1,000.
Well, it's kind of like the Xbox mini fridge, actually. That started off as a meme with the Series
Oh,
S,
yeah.
the refrigerator, and then Microsoft actually embraced that and then made it real.
Yeah, memes to life. Like, how often
Oh, yeah.
does that happen?
when are they selling that, by the way? Because I want one.
I don't know. I want one too. So
Yeah,
I want an Xbox.
Better not
Yeah, it's
take
like a
mine.
mini.
Wasn't that just the thing with Snoop Dogg? Like, they literally made it for Snoop Dogg or something?
yeah, but
They're gonna sell it.
They're making a mini fridge for like everyone. Now.
Oh, a
Yeah.
mini
You just
fridge.
buy
Oh,
it.
I haven't seen this. Let's look this thing up.
it's like a little bigger than a Series X, ain't it? Like, or I don't know.
Put the mini fridge right next to your Series X.
Oh my
Forget
God,
which
yeah.
ones where the drinks
It
go.
can only like hold like 11 cans or something like that. So
Fine with me.
Can you imagine, like, after you get the Xbox Series X mini fridge, you put them next to each other, right? And you forget which one's the console.
Yeah.
It's like you're trying to. All right, bear with me now. But you imagine you're drunk. You're trying to put the beer back in. You're like, oh no.
Oh no.
Oh man. So the big one was the one that was a one-off thing, is what you're
Yeah.
saying. Okay, I didn't know there was a Xbox Series X mini fridge. Oh geez, that's 1 month ago. I missed this entirely.
Well, they haven't done pre-orders yet, so you're still on time.
The true gamer fridge.
Oh, put your
I'm waiting for it
mouth
to
in there.
load. I got to see this thing. This is reacting live. I've never seen it.
It's so cinematic.
Oh my god.
Yeah, for a fridge commercial.
This is insane.
well, this is the original Xbox reveal trailer.
Yeah.
Not like the original Series X reveal trailer, rather.
Yeah.
Oh,
but they made
okay.
it think like it's like a new system or something.
Mhm.
But then boom, it's the mini fridge.
Yes.
Oh man, that is amazing. So what? It holds like 5, maybe 6 cans.
It's maybe something like
Yeah,
that.
something like that. Do you see like the description? This is like Xbox and chill.
Oh no, okay. It so holds 10 cans. Yes, this is really happening.
God.
Oh man.
Definitely like memes to life for this one.
Beautiful.
I think embracing the memes by the community definitely builds the community up, and this just takes it to the next level. Like,
Yeah.
can you imagine you're in a boardroom with just a bunch of like stuffy guys in suits, and you're like, "Can we make an Xbox mini fridge?" It's not going to happen. But with Phil Spencer, he's like, "Yes, I want it, and the gamers want it too." Like, I think it makes sense when you got somebody like Phil Spencer in charge, right? Like, I'm not trying to knock on Jim Ryan, but I don't feel like he's got the same level of understanding that Phil Spencer does of the gamers that use his product.
Who was the old Nintendo guy? It's like, my body is ready. That was a big meme for a while.
Reggie.
Reggie, there you go, Reggie.
Reggie Fils-Aimé. And then they now the guys that's in charge, last name is Bowser. Like, talk about meme central. Doug Bowser.
How did they find him? I guess
they probably saw his last name and like,
they hired him.
Like, you're hired. just on that alone.
Why do we have microtransactions with Nintendo? Because Bowser's in charge. He wants all the coins.
Oh no.
Your princess is in another dungeon. Anyways, not to meme on that. I'm sure he's heard it all over the office. Let's be honest. He works at Nintendo. He's probably heard it.
Well, I think Nintendo did it too, because like when they introduced him as the head guy, they actually have Bowser in the background.
I think you're right.
I'd be surprised if they weren't aware of that connection.
I wonder if people like walk by him in the hall and they make a Bowser joke and he's just like
every day.
Oh man,
I'm sure he hears it.
Now, here's another question I have for you guys, and maybe you never thought of this before, so I'll give you a second to think. But do you think that 343 or Bungie handles memes better, and or like community jokes better? Is it kind of the
Bungie
same
now or Bungie back in the day?
Bungie now clearly doesn't.
That's kind of tough because back in the day there wasn't like as many social media platforms to share stuff on. Like finding the Scarab gun, I honestly don't even know how I learned of that because I didn't have YouTube yet. I didn't have Facebook or anything like that. So I don't even know how I learned about it.
I learned that from those text only, like IGN or like GameSpot or Facts, those guides.
I feel like so much of it was word of mouth too. Like so many things I learned from Halo 3, like where the skulls were or like mechanics was just like my friend telling me. And like his friend told him. Even though like YouTube was existed when Halo 3 came out, but I still felt like back then there was such an aura of like naivety still to video games and just like online things in general, where it really was like you just experienced things and you learned things from your friends, and like maybe occasionally you'd look something up if you like were really, really, really needed to know. But like most of my Halo 3 knowledge came from like playing the game or people telling me like, yo, it works like this. And like sometimes people were just wrong too. Like people would tell you like factually inaccurate information. And that's where like I feel like so many of those cool like myths about like old Halo games come from, is because like people just like assumed they were like different mechanics worked in different ways because that's like what someone told them, and it just like it spread. But nowadays like the second there's a question, like there's 700 YouTube videos that debunk said question or show you where said skull is, or like every time new challenges are implemented to any game, here's the easiest way to cheese the challenge.
Whereas like that Marty thing that they wanted, was it Marty O'Donnell had that music puzzle in Halo 3 where you had to go through the rings in a specific order. And it was solved because what was it? Because of that Hayabusa armor?
No, because like people data mined it and then they figured out the combination for the rings on Halo 3 for that skull.
Right, and I thought it was something to do with the armor that allowed them to something with the data mining or something along those lines.
I don't fully remember, but I just remember like nobody actually found it legit back then.
Right, yeah, because it was just as soon as somebody found out, it was on the internet, and nobody was gonna figure it out at that point.
Yeah,
it wasn't until wasn't it Rocket Sloth actually worked like almost in tandem with Marty as they were figuring it out.
Yeah, like Marty gave him like a hint or something, and they I think they figured it out eventually.
Right, and then he explained it in his video, or maybe he put the hint out, and like 4 or 5 different guys tried it, and then he explained what it was.
Yeah.
One thing I liked about I guess I don't know if it was Bungie or 343 yet, but like the old 360 Halo Waypoint app, they didn't have memes per se, but they had like, you know, like they had RVB on there, and they also had like This Spartan Life. Like they supported some of that like goofy silly content, you know, but I'm trying to think like if 343 does that like today in any way. Like they really don't shout out any like memes or anything like that or post them like anywhere. So I mean, in some ways Bungie did a little bit.
Well, remember that
Yeah.
the room in Halo Reach that had like content from a bunch of different creators at the time. Imagine if 343 did that now. You know how large that room would have to be?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
I will say this. One of their community updates, they actually took my meme of a parody of Halo Infinite to the Old Town Road melody and whatnot, and they actually posted it on their community page. So that was cool.
Yeah, sometimes
I feel like the community spotlight is about the only thing that 343 themselves does in terms of like community, other than when like the HCS account retweets like Mint Blitz clips. But
those are always insane.
I mean, they are, but or they'll retweet like other grassroots people clips sometimes too. But I don't know.
The community spotlight's cool. I've seen like 343 post them and people like that that are part of the Halo community team retweet or comment on people's stuff when they get tagged. It's like I don't think 343 is against it, and I feel like they do pretty well with community feedback. But in regards to memes, sometimes when I see a meme and I'm like, oh, that's a funny meme, but there's no way a company's gonna ever repost this because it's just not appropriate.
Yeah, I mean, there's always a line in the sand there where like. We have a lot more leeway with jokes that we can make and ways you can take things that like a company most definitely cannot. Like
they
flickering.
I think they acknowledge like Halo, the Twitters, like they acknowledge one of my memes that I made where Brohammer crashes a pelican into a scarab. Like I had to rotoscope that out like to do it, but like they actually reply to it. So it's like I wish they were treated it, but it's like I mean sometimes they'll like, you know, depending on what it is, yeah, they'll, you know, acknowledge.
I think Xbox in general does a good job of
Xbox,
doing memes and embracing memes a lot, and the different gifs that are floating around. But as far as Halo itself, I don't think I've ever seen like the actual Halo channel doing much.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I definitely see like Xbox doing more things than just like 343 like itself. It seems like the Xbox Studio and stuff just does more. I mean, they're kind of synonymous now, really. It's like 343 Halo is Xbox.
Yeah, I feel like the official Halo accounts are just pretty like I don't know if bland's the right word,
official.
But yeah, like they literally just post like game updates and blog posts and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Like they don't I don't know. There's definitely other games where I feel like the account is more active than Halo's.
Like maybe the community does more to broaden the audience of Halo and the Halo memes than the actual company does in general, just because the community for Halo is so big.
Mm-hmm.
Is that kind of what you're saying? Or am I completely misreading you?
I mean, I guess I was just basically saying that the officially run accounts are just pretty straightforward and like you kind of get what you get out of them.
Business as usual kind of thing.
Pretty much. You'll occasionally see like the Halo account respond to like other accounts, which I don't know. Actually, I don't even know if I care for that stuff because it's all like social media people just talking to other social media people. So is it even really that beneficial anyways? But
yeah, like when they reply to the KFC console or KFC gaming.
Yeah. And they just post like a Halo GIF.
So I'm not going to necessarily say let's all do our top 3 favorite Halo characters, but if you guys could name like 1 or 2 each who your favorite Halo characters are, that would be, I think, a good answer to this question.
Johnson.
Sergeant Johnson, yeah, that's a good one. That's only one Will.
Arbiter. I don't know. I think their voices are cool.
You always got to go RB. He's the best. Yeah. He's the best Halo character, hands down. He's the coolest.
He also has one of the best voice actors of all time.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to go with Gravemind.
Gravemind's cool.
That's good.
The Flappy Flower.
No, which version? Anniversary or original?
I got to go with the Little Shop of Horrors version.
I was so confused what that was when I first played. I was like, "What in the hell?"
There should be more Gravemind memes from the original Halo, the original Halo 2. I have to say, and that's last Friday beat me to it. 343 Guilty Spark, but I actually like Chaka's better than I like 343 Guilty Spark. The original person that became 343 Guilty Spark, I like him as a character, but you wouldn't know who he was unless you're in the books or like really into the lore. But I really liked him. I actually really liked I like Bornstellar a lot. I thought that his transformation from what he was into the Didact, whichever version of the Didact name, I can't remember if it's the Didact or the ISO Didact.
ISO.
Is ISO Didact? Okay,
I can't
that's what I
remember
thought.
the difference.
Anyways, I liked his transformation. I thought it was really cool, and like the way his family reacted to him when he came back to visit his family. They were like, dude, you've changed." Basically, was how that went down. I don't know. I really liked his character, but if we're going strictly by the games, like nobody beats Sergeant Johnson. That dude is just a badass. Like that guy is awesome.
Yeah, it's the same with me actually. Like Johnson, Arbiter, and like this one's kind of random, but I don't know why, but I just like that co-op elite in Halo 3, the blue one.
Yes.
he never talks, he never has any dialogue or anything, but I don't know why. I just really like that elite for some reason. So yeah.
Yeah, I also love Johnson. Johnson's just too cool and iconic. Like you can't go wrong with him. He's just and then I mean I'm also a big fan of Buck. I've always loved Buck.
Oh yeah, Buck's
a great
good.
character. And then Spartan 1337, even though it's not canon. Love Spartan 1337.
Is that the one that gets chased by a dinosaur?
Yeah.
Yes.
he's literally a freaking Dragon Ball Z character.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, hold up a second. So, because this got brought up, we were with Late Night Gaming and Chris Raygun. Who here is like a aficionado on the anime Halo stuff, the Halo Legends? Because somebody
I did a whole bunch of the videos with them. Like I've seen that thing too many times, ingrained in my brain.
So like what I'm saying is like somebody hopped into the chat and started like asking us all these questions like who would win, Goku and like random character from the Halo Legends anime, and I was like, what? I can't answer this question. I don't know the answer.
I actually did an edit where he's like 1337's fighting Broly. Like,
did you really?
Yeah,
that's amazing.
I don't know if I can find it.
I love working with like anime stuff just because you can cut stuff out and redub stuff so easy. Because I mean, they don't usually like move around a lot. You just got to change like their mouths, and like if you need to cut them out, you can because it's just a bunch of like straight lines. They're not super complex.
I just posted that in the Twitter.
But those are probably some of my favorite videos that I make are the ones with the Halo Legends from like using the Toonami speeches. I love working with that stuff.
See, I like Halo Legends, but I never got into the lore of Halo Legends. You know what I mean?
I think like half of it's not like canonical or something. I think like a couple of them, or maybe they're all canon other than the Spartan 1337 one.
I think you're right.
Yeah. I think only that one is not canon. Everything else actually is canon. And honestly, like, because they're making the Halo show, honestly, I feel like it could have just been better if Halo was just made as an anime. I feel like it could have they could be a little bit more like flexible with things. Like, I'm not, because I haven't seen really anything other than someone like the props. But what I'm scared is that it's just going to be super drama based and like not actually like how a bunch of the cool stuff, because that seems like it'd be really expensive to do like all the cool Spartan stuff. Like, if it has that in there, that'd be awesome. Yeah, it's like honestly, like just make I mean, I don't know how hard it would be to just make movies like or
the whole
videos like that. It's like that costs like a ton.
Yeah,
but it's like I feel like making an animated show would be a lot better and appropriate, I guess, for like the Halo universe, because they do so much crazy stuff. They're always in space. Do something like freaking like Star Wars clone or like the Clone Wars, basically. Stuff like that, maybe.
All right, I've got this TikTok up. I wonder if it'll play it since I'm not logged in.
I think it should.
Let's see. And then there's a really great question in the comments here I'm going to pull up in a second.
I had to like change the sky
Oh,
red to match.
oh yeah, I
it.
was gonna say. I was like, I remember seeing this. You changed
Oh
the
my
color
God.
of the sky and stuff.
Yeah.
This is like semi-unrelated,
'Cause-
but I laughed so hard the other day when the fights were rolling out for Infinite, and like that first day when they were kind of taking a while and we were kind of in the dark. I opened up Nick's stream. He was just watching the Halo anime, and I'm like, all right, nice.
I'm pretty sure like Spartan 1337 episode was it was animated by the same Dragon Ball Z.
It was. That's why.
Yeah. It explains why everything pretty much looks the same and they all like move the same.
Gosh.
Anyways, I couldn't figure out how to turn the volume off there because boomer moment. I don't use TikTok. I could barely hear what you guys are saying, but something about the Dragon Ball Z artists were similar to the Halo anime
Or
artists.
there was the same like animation company studio.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me exit out of there.
Hello.
Don't need everybody seeing my DMs. No, just kidding. Anyways, here's a really great question. Which Halo Marines were your favorite from which game? Well, I
Mine
guess
was
the real
first.
question is which one was your favorite set of Marines?
Halo CE Marines, the OG ones with the metal, like the metal outfit, and also how this sounds when you punch them. It sounds like you're like clinking off metal. I don't know. I always found that super satisfying.
The
Betrayal.
punching them was satisfying them, yeah. I always thought that the Halo 2 Marines were actually my favorite with all the stuff that they said. They got like very
The audio.
Yeah,
was the best
they
part,
had a lot of like dialogue to them in Halo 2, actually.
yeah, in Halo 2 there was so much and it was just like so interactive, I guess, with all the Marines just saying all this stuff. And that was some of the things I liked about the trilogy, the original trilogy. The Marines didn't even feel like they were actually like in the military. It just seemed like a bunch of Australians given guns. And then like in Halo Reach, they were like, I don't know, I think Bungie actually decided to look into the military and actually figure out how they work. So then in Reach, it was supposed to be way more of like a real tone of just like sadness
a lot more
and stuff.
serious in Reach.
Yeah, it's like the original 3 were just way more goofy, but it's like they didn't do anything actually tactical, just like a bunch of random people that felt like with guns running around.
Hold up, is this real? The David Cross Marine?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I need to look this up.
The David Cross.
Sounds
I gotta look
familiar.
this up.
I mean, because there's also what the famous Marine like Chips DeBow or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
David Cross Marine. Halo 2. Oh my goodness. Is this real? He played a Marine in Sergeant Johnson. Where's the rest of your platoon? Marine, wasted Sarge, which we will be too, sir, if we don't get the hell out of here. You hit me. No, sir. What is this from?
That's
How do I
Halo
not remember
2.
this?
The cutscene.
That's the Metropolis intro cutscene.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Oh my god.
What about that scarab?
That sounds familiar. That is hilarious. So he must have voice acted the Marine for that part.
Huh.
Yeah. Then and then he just sits on the tank or on the side of the Warthog and just takes bullets for me.
That's amazing. I completely forgot about that. The other thing about the Marines in Halo, I remember in Anniversary, people were like really confused why there was a Marine in the beginning of the game that was changed differently. Well, I guess they had actually put a fan's face on one of the Marines in Halo CE Anniversary.
Yeah.
Which was pretty cool, I thought. Like 343 has been really good about doing that kind of stuff for the community. Now I got to look up Chips Dubbo. We're going to have that up on the screen.
Oh, didn't Microsoft do like an ad recently with they did like an ad about that movie that's coming out soon, Free Guy, and they featured like the Chips Double Marine in the ad.
That's great.
There's Chips Dubbo.
Yep, I've never seen this guy. Yep.
Pretty sure
Now, the real
he's-
question is, what on earth is this? The impossible life of Chips Dubbo, the invincible UNSC Marine.
What is Hidden doing?
What did he do?
Because he's just like the Australian Marine that's like in every single Halo game. So that means he's canonically survived like all of those like encounters,
It's
right?
like the Carmines for Years of War. Just
Yeah, right. They just don't stop.
Yeah, so yeah, we just found this. But yeah, so David Cross literally was in the cutscenes. I did not realize that was him, but that makes a lot more sense now. I recognize the voice.
Mhm.
All right, I'm trying to refocus here.
Yeah, I
So
had no
Marines,
idea that was
somebody said Halo 2, somebody said Halo CE. Who hadn't answered yet when we got through? Who was your favorite Marines? Who didn't answer? Slipspace, did you give an answer yet?
Yeah, mine was Halo 2. I thought those Marines were really funny. And
Well,
I think
you
they have a great
said-
design, or at least like the anniversary design is probably my favorite.
Okay. Arrrash, did you say which Marines were your favorite?
I haven't answered, but I don't even know if I really have an answer for you, unless I just randomly picked a set of Marines. I've never grown attachment to any specific Halo Marines.
Oh, then the Halo 5 Marines.
Oh, perfect. That's the. I'll go with the Halo
done.
Wars Marines.
Oh, those are good ones.
How about you, General? Did you say, was it CE or 2?
It was 2 because
Two?
yeah, just because of all the hilarious, goofy dialogue they have.
How about you, KidSkull?
I'm gonna go with CE because they're just they act like children most of the times. They're just like, I'm a cowering fool. It's like, what? You're a Marine. Like, definitely CE.
I really liked the Halo 3 Marines, but they weren't nearly as funny as the Halo 2 Marines.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
And then random vids guy here says Halo 3 ODST.
Oh,
Is that because of the ODSTs, or like what do you mean by this?
Yeah, because I feel like Halo 3 ODST Marines are just the same as Halo 3 Marines.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
right, yeah, aren't they?
Yeah,
they
I'm
are.
pretty sure they have the same dialogue and everything.
Same assets. Yeah.
They have some police there.
Oh.
Yeah. Isn't there like a whole bunch of mysteries behind the police and ODST?
Yeah, there's one that
I-
betrays you.
Yeah.
I haven't looked
Yeah.
too hard into it yet, but
Yeah,
the
audio
the
logs.
audio logs, yeah.
Yeah.
is this a quote from Halo 2?
What?
No.
I don't recognize it.
I don't know.
Okay. So somebody just put that in there. Okay, never mind. Only good Marine is a dead Marine. Okay. The next thing I wanted to bring up was the floppy flower, since we talked about it earlier. Is there anything else that has been changed in like the anniversaries that I just don't remember that you guys remember? Like, for example, that got an upgrade that really changed the way the scene felt.
Well, I mean, the best one is 3 for 3 Guilty Spark. That entire level has changed, where it was supposed to be in a swamp and be misty and spooky, and now it's like a rainforest or something. The anniversary edition, and also like just putting the Reach models in that game looks so janky because they had to squish them all.
Yeah. And yeah, it's like, yeah, and everything's like all bright. It's not nearly as dark and spooky. And same with like the library. The library is just like a lot brighter. It's just like, yeah, it's kind of changed the tone. They did a lot better in Halo 2 Anniversary. I feel like they didn't change the tone nearly as much by just, well, I guess it's because they actually made new textures rather than just copying, pasting Reaches.
Yeah, I think Delta Halo is probably like my favorite when it comes to the anniversary. Like that
mission's beautiful in Anniversary.
Like,
Can you still get out of the level in that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't figure out how to do it. I used to do it all the time in the original Halo 2, where you just, right in the very beginning, you jump on the side of the mountain and you can crawl up.
Yeah, you could do that, or get a ghost and go up like a hill.
There's an achievement to find something out there, actually. So
Really?
Yeah.
Little action figure.
The toys, yeah.
I had no idea. That's cool.
Jeez. Oh my.
Jesus.
I saw this and I was like, I have to show you guys because this is just too much. Like, what the heck?
I'm scared.
I think one of the things I did notice, I think this is probably even before I even actually like read the books, was like in CE, whenever you're in the cryo area and then it says like your vitals as chief, and then it also has Linda's, I think, like right next to you, that's like red because like her pod got ejected. I always thought that was really cool. It's like, oh, so that's who the other person is. That's who the co-op player is, right?
I think there was one more thing. Oh, late night gaming, and we were talking about this late night gaming. Chris Raygun. How do you think the environments will change as you traverse the ring in Halo Infinite? Is it going to be a like this? You're like 1 minute you're in the more of a western wilderness biome, and then the next second you take a step and you're into like a frozen tundra biome, like Halo 3 was kind of jarring that way? Or do you think that they're going to have a more transitional, like an in-betweener part that like kind of really gets you from one to the next? Because I'm picturing like in the ring, you got a wall and you go from one to the other like that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
That could be possible too, because like they're all like artificial environments, so
Right.
It doesn't necessarily need to like transition. You could literally just like have the weather just suddenly change like You step from like one spot to another. That's totally like expectable.
Like at the moment, they didn't confirm any snow biomes, right? Like
No, but they keep showing pictures of it, so it's like I'm gonna be so disappointed if there isn't snow.
I'm thinking like the way they might do it, because like I heard rumors that originally the whole ring was supposed to be explorable or something weird like that. But I think like eventually, like being a live service game and it's supposed to last like 10 years, they might give us like abilities to like how Borderlands did it, where you go to like maybe portals and go to like different parts of the ring that have different like environments. They could do that. Like we'll have this first section for the base game, and then maybe the next expansion or however they're gonna do it, we'll have like more biomes like deserts and snow. Like I think that would be a cool way to introduce that.
Yeah, because I assume that it's like, I mean, it's obviously, or well, not obviously, I don't really know, but it's like it probably won't be like one big open area. It's like it'll just be like in sections. Because I still don't even really know how the campaign's gonna work. It's like, is there still like mission select, and like you choose a mission and you're like in a huge area, and then the missions are just long? Is it going to be like Gears of War 5 where it's just like there is no mission select, it's kind of open world but linear, but you don't really get to pick where you go? It's like I still have no idea how they're planning on doing the campaign at all.
And then when it comes to like theater mode, like that might be a difficult thing being an open world, because you're going to spend like so much time. So maybe they might need to do photo mode or something like that, or like I don't know. It's just like they gave very little when it comes to like the campaign. Like we need more information.
Like you said, it might just be like Borderlands or like Destiny or whatever, where you just like go fly to different areas or something.
They said that you could actually skip missions because you could actually jump ahead if you fly like around it. But there's also going to be linear sections, so it's probably like indoor sections where you're like locked into one area and you have to complete it. So they made it. They said it like made it sound like it's a mix of like sort of open world, but then also there are sections you cannot get by without just completing the linear section. So I don't know. We'll see.
I want them, if they're going to do day-night cycle, as like a meme to like literally just insert creepers that show up and blow up your ship or something stupid like Minecraft style.
Jeez.
They can even look like the flood for all I care, but I want this day-night cycle to have like some Minecraft jokes in it just for fun.
Oh, they said there's going to be different enemies during the nighttime. So like they're going to have a lot more jackals and stuff because their shields glow. And it's like, that's really cool.
I hope it like the world
snipe you while you're sleeping.
Jeez. Yeah, AFK. No, I hope the world evolves like in that type of way. Like Destiny, I don't know if y'all play Destiny, like the base world's completely different from how it used to be, and it's just over the years it changes. So like some enemies we'll have right now, like they confirmed, are like jackals and stuff. Maybe later it'll be like a sentinel takeover and it's just sentinels patrolling, like
That'd be cool.
they could. I hope it's a living world and not just like a static area with the same
I do
enemies.
hope though. So I do have Destiny 2, and the thing is I actually get stressed out thinking about playing it because it's changed so much. And with Halo, I hope that if it ends up changing like that, you can still play the base game, like start from the beginning and then go with that transition as you play. Just because like Destiny 2, like I said, like I'm hesitant to play. I know it's changed so much, and I've missed out.
Yeah, like you can't even play the Red War anymore, like the base story. Like it's it's like vastly different from what you might remember if you haven't been up to date with it.
So let's just say if Halo's Infinite does evolve over time, how would you feel about them changing the base game for newcomers as opposed to allowing people to play the whole game from start to finish with everything that was added?
Unfortunately, I think that's just the way like the industry is moving towards live services. So it's like if you're there, you're not. Like, it sucks, but like that's the route they're going. Like
it just seems kind of weird to do something like that because like the campaign's like single player, co-op I guess too, but it's not like a living world, the kind of like how Destiny is. So it's like I think it would maybe be something kind of like Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I don't know if you guys have played that.
Oh yeah,
there's like things that change over time and they add, but it's like you can still just play the game from like the beginning to end. So it's like I think it'll be something like that since it's more campaign based. It's not like a looter shooter. There's not like loot defined. Like I think there's like side quests, or there's going to be side quests in Infinite, but it's like I don't know exactly what you do them for other than just lore reasons, because there's not like loot, or maybe you have to get supplies to like boost your base or something to get access
you can upgrade
to like
your equipment and weapons.
So it's like I guess that'd be a
equipment.
but
as long as
it'll
like
probably
the core
be like
game,
that.
as long as the core game is there throughout the whole time, then I think it's fine, like whatever they want to add, but as long as they keep like the base game, the base story, because Halo's kind of like it's like a sequential game, like the story wise, you can't just like erase like a core part of the story.
Yeah, that's true.
But I hope they have a cool like multiplayer like story. They were talking about that, where it's like your multiplayer Spartan will have kind of their own story that takes place, like I guess during what's happening during the campaign, if they're having expansions for that. So I think that'd be really interesting. I've always liked that idea of. That's why I liked Halo Reach so much, is because it's like it's my Spartan doing the things, where it's like I get to project myself on it so much easily, or so much easier.
Mass Effect did that to some extent.
Honestly, I don't think like obviously you wouldn't want to customize Master Chief, but I think it would be cool if you could customize Brohammer.
Give him a new skin. Brohammer skins.
Brohammer turns into Peter Griffin. He's like, I'm coming.
Got to get the Peter Griffin mod.
It's Peter Griffin driving Thomas the Tank Engine in to save you.
No, on that topic though, like I think like the skins I think should be a definite, like, so especially with like Bethesda and like Xbox now, like, or together, I think they should like adopt how Doom Eternal did it. So Doom Eternal, you can actually have the classic Doomslayer armor. There's different variants of it. Like it'd be cool if you can maybe at the end of the campaign or collect it, like you wear the Halo 4 armor if you want to, or the classic CE armor, and just do the infinite campaign. Like, I think, like they should take inspiration from Doom Eternal, just like some extent when it comes to.
I mean,
we need the horse armor. We need Bethesda horse armor.
Yes.
And the horse zeroed in on is wearing horse armor.
Oh my gosh.
Like skins and armors, I think those are all fine, but like considering like it's like a 10-year plan, I really hope it's not like 10 years of just skins and armors.
It's like it better be expansions.
I hope there's like major expansions, like beyond anything we've had in previous Halo games. Yeah.
I'm so curious.
It's like update number 457. Yes, it's another green skin.
I still think it would be cool if you were just exploring, and it's like within your own game, so it's not necessarily an event, but you're exploring and you're just messing around the campaign, you accidentally release the flood, so it changes your entire the entire ring for you. I think that would be cool.
Oh yeah.
Like a public event.
Imagine like 5 years down the road, and Bethesda and Microsoft have been working really closely on stuff for a while, and all of a sudden they're like, hey, now you can play Halo Infinite's campaign as Doom Guy.
Oof.
$10 Doom Guy in Halo Infinite.
Of course,
See, Gears of War did that with like they had Batista you could play as
and like Kat and Emil as well.
Yeah, so maybe.
Like, can you imagine? Like, what would be your favorite like stupid thing to play as in Halo, and play through an entire campaign as? Like
Conquer.
Maybe Kramer from Seinfeld or something weird like that.
Homer Simpson, SpongeBob.
SpongeBob. You're beating people down with
just as he's laughing, yeah.
It's like,
it's like,
oh my God.
I wonder if Halo Infinite will like in the multiplayer like armor. I wonder if they'll have armor that maybe looks like an homage to like the Doomslayer and like Gears of War armor. Like I figure they probably have stuff that would at least like resemble it, right? Like that's just a selling point.
I think we'll probably get it because they already put the Halo people in Gears,
like in Gears, right? Yeah. So it's like I figured they'd probably at least have like Gears resembling armor in Halo.
The way that they described the armor cores makes me think like 100% they're gonna do it, because how the armor cores, like the special ones or whatever, won't have as much like customizability. Like they use the Shinobi armor, like the ninja armor as an example, but in my mind that also like falls into a lot of like maybe collaboration armor where you don't necessarily want someone playing like one of the cogs from Gears with like a Mark V helmet, but if they're using the full Gears get up, then it makes more sense,
Yeah, and it says it's called Fractures. Like it's a fracture, like from another universe or something. They said,
yeah,
so it's like not canon.
Yeah, it's like not canon. So you can have kind of whatever you want, but then like the stuff matches that core, like you were saying. It's like because I did see that samurai looking thing where it was like there was like 9 different versions of it, but it all like fit, right? It's like just different ornaments on like the helmet, or like does it have swords on the side, or does it have a bandolier or not? It's like I think the core idea is pretty good because it doesn't make it so there's just like a Gears of War samurai Spartan Doomslayer looking guy. That would look really absurd.
Imagine like swapping out Brohammer for one of the prophets from Halo 1 through 3.
Nice.
He's got all that training flying the chair around. So.
Yeah.
He's like floating above the chair, flying the. There's a chair and then there's a chair. He's like above.
I wonder, like the irony. It's like if you can partner with Regret, and then Chief just jumps on. He's just like, I feel like I've been here before.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Or like Brohammer's Grapevine.
I think like this would be like a huge missed opportunity if they don't like do this like to some extent. But like those AIs you have in multiplayer that like have different voices and stuff and different personalities. Like I know like Fortnite kind of does this a lot, but if they like just partner with like a bunch of third parties and just have like AIs voiced by like actual characters from other franchises, I think that would be like huge and like really awesome. Like like having like I don't know, like Jarvis from Iron Man as your like AI in Infinite.
That's why I wanted Butler. Honestly, the only thing that prevented me from using Butler is that he called me Spartan instead of Sir. I was like, man, if he called me Sir, I'd be so on board. It's like, yes, sir.
Oh, just imagine like having like Alfred from like Batman as like your
yeah. Since it's like personal, also like nobody else can hear it, so it's like it's not like it would
does not break the game.
Mess with anyone else.
Yeah.
Who would be your ideal voice for an AI?
Johnson.
Johnson. Yeah.
That's always my answer. I also want the guy from the Guildmaster from Fable. I think that'd be funny. It's like,
oh yeah,
I think I might put this on Twitter. It's like, Spartan, your health is low. Watch that.
Get like Navi from Ocarina of Time. Like, listen, hey, listen.
Oh god,
like, no, turn that one off.
Qui-Gon Jinn from Star Wars.
No, we need Anakin, so it's just the worst dialogue ever.
or Mace Windu, or like any character played by Samuel Jackson.
Yes, exactly.
I've had it with these snakes on this plane.
Exactly.
Well, they did like that skit with Halo 4 with Sam.
Yeah,
Jackson,
they did.
So maybe
The award show, yeah.
Yeah, just want Arnold Schwarzenegger. That'd be funny.
Get to the chopper. That means a completely different thing in Halo.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
All right, I got one more question for you guys. What if you saw it in Halo Infinite would be an immediate win for you? What's the one thing that if they had it, and I'll let Arrrash go first. The second that you see that this is in Halo Infinite, it's all over. They won the game for you guys. Like it's good.
I don't know if I have one specific thing. I feel like there's a whole slew of things that probably have to go right together. I don't know if there's like I don't think there's one specific thing where if I saw that I'd be like, yes, they did it. I mean, there's like specific things that I want, but I don't think there's one thing that's make or break for Halo Infinite. It's like a whole combination of different things I think they need to get right.
I guess I meant like if you saw this thing, it'd be like this is a moment for me, like a nostalgic moment or like a winning moment. Like if you saw this in Halo Infinite, not to necessarily make the whole game perfect.
Oh, okay, I got you. I mean, I would love to see them bring Guardian back. So if we got a remake of Guardian, I'd be a happy boy.
How about you, Generalkidd?
A full-fledged theater mode, like campaign theater, co-op theater, all that. Just and like even more features that like I haven't even thought of. Just a full-fledged theater mode it would just be really awesome to have.
How about you, KidSkull?
Oh man, I'm gonna say Battle Royale. I'm gonna go with it.
Oh my god!
Oh
my god!
No, because look, I mean, I'm not like the biggest Battle Royale fan, but like in my opinion, I think Battle Royale would be huge for Halo in many ways. Because firstly, you have so many big streamers that are huge in Battle Royale, like whether it's Dr. Disrespect or whoever. So if it is good and everything is good about that, they will stream it, and then their followers will see that, and then they'll flock to Halo. I think it will bring more people to Halo in that type of way. Like I just
Okay, but do you want it with the
you know-
giant health bar, or do you want it like SWAT?
Ooh,
I mean, it can't be like SWAT.
no, yeah.
You have to have higher time to kill than that. Like if you can just get one BR'd, that'd be extremely aggravating.
Like, and
But-
yeah, everything about it's just so much fun if you think about it. Like just being an ODST pods dropping down. It's like it
would be cool.
works. It works, but it's just
Yeah, but I think
you
the
know,
health bar, they'd have to really adjust the health because I think there's too much
For
health
sure.
in Halo for that many people on a map.
Just make it so you can collect overshields. Basically, you can just have layers of it.
Like you start with no overshield, just health, and like every time you got to recollect a overshield to get that back. Is that what you're
Yeah, then
thinking?
you can. Well, it's like you just have your regular shield, and then you grab overshield, and then so now you have 2 shields, and then you can maybe stack it up to like 3 or something, so that you just have a ton of health.
All right, Slipspace, what do you want? Not if it's not a BR, theater mode, or Guardian.
Well, I was saying, I mean, they put the Razor back in there, which was something I really wanted. Just packing people into a truck and just putting crap on it, because I've been doing that for years on Halo. Of just how many guns can I attach to this like vehicle? But other than that, it was. I mean, I'd really like to just have like some Forge for Dummies, just something easy that I can just throw stuff around, like that sandbox thing of just like keep the professional thing in there, because I love those custom games. The Halo 5 customs are like the craziest stuff, but I would love just to be able to just make a makeshift base and like throw cars around, drive around, do like easy dumb stuff in Forge.
I definitely agree with most of what you guys have said so far, aside from BR. Just kidding. Will, what's yours?
I think I'm more with Rash here that there are a lot of things that make a good Halo game for me. So I want a lot of things to hit. And some of the things are already happening. Like the music seems on point. I really like the new art direction. I see in the chat here a Warthog run. I would love for it to end on a Warthog run.
Imagine the whole ring's exploding. You got to get like halfway across the ring.
That would be great. And you have to like jump to different islands that you see floating. That would be cool.
You just ramp off the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whoops! Now you're in space.
One thing that would make it for me.
the rules have changed.
I mean, if we saw the Palace of Pain, that would be really cool. Just because that's
Ooh.
like a deep lore cut. But
Mm.
and honestly, if I saw that, the campaign is probably pretty good because they're actually giving a damn this time. So.
and it's $60 for just the campaign, so it better
Yes,
friggin' rock my
exactly.
socks
They
off.
confirmed that.
Yeah.
No, I don't like. I'm assuming it is $60 because they haven't said anything, but I don't know.
Then you got collectors.
Let me ask you a
editions.
question. How many people are actually going to pay for the campaign? Because you can just play it through Game Pass.
I think that's what they're
I'm
counting
totally
on.
gonna do
I
it.
am.
So
I'm buying a disc. I have Game Pass, but I'm still buying a disc copy.
I'm
Yeah,
going to buy the
same.
disc, but I think for the most part, people that are going to buy a physical copy are probably willing to pay $60 anyways.
But yes, so I would argue like you guys buying it are because you're like huge Halo fans and it's more like a collectible thing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
How many average people are actually going to pay for the campaign? I can't imagine many.
Probably
I
more
saw-
than you think, because my guess is it'll come with like a couple months of Game Pass in the box.
I was
That's my
thinking
guess.
that I'm assuming that if you buy the campaign, then you probably get like the first couple seasons on
Yeah.
multiplayer free
They'll
or
have to do
something.
something
have
with
to.
it.
Like
Yeah,
it'd have to be
the currency,
because
yeah.
otherwise, yeah, it's like I mean, when I was in the flight, I heard a couple people like just talking in chat, and then a lot of people were like, "Yeah, I don't think I'm going to buy the campaign. Honestly, I'm just going to do the multiplayer free or whatever." I was like, "Dang, that's a shame. People aren't going to play the campaign." No, oh man.
They'll come around.
Like to be honest with you, I think if you enjoy the multiplayer enough, then you can get like 3 of your friends to go co-op through Halo Infinite. And I think that's really what they're counting on, is like people coming back to the campaign from the multiplayer experience. Because if the multiplayer experience is really good, then some people are going to jump on the campaign too, especially if it's already in
like
Game
Halo
Pass.
multiplayer, but the campaign has always been my favorite, which is why the last couple 3 games have been disappointing to me.
Yeah.
I think what they might do is like maybe like after like a year or two, they might like do like a free campaign weekend where they make it free just for that weekend for people to try out. If people like it, then they might actually buy it, or they might run sales on the campaign, something like that.
First level is free.
Yeah,
I think they're just
yeah.
honestly counting on Game
I imagine
Pass.
it's probably more like that because if it's a whole weekend and it's free, unless it's super, if it's like
That's true. You can just finish it in a whole
you just
week,
finish
in,
it.
like, a
I mean, I'm
day.
sure that I assume this campaign will be longer than previous campaigns, but I still
Yeah,
don't
but-
see it being like RPG length. So even if it's 15 hours instead of 8, I mean, that is a lot of
fair.
hours in
Yeah.
one weekend,
Yeah.
but you could just pump it out and be done.
See, I think the campaign is going to be the gift that keeps on giving because they got Joe Staten in there, and I think there's a good chance you see constant like additions to the campaign over time. Maybe like a prequel where you see what happened on the ring before the Chief got there. You know, when they lost to the Brutes or whatever they're saying happened before the Chief got there. And maybe you see some stuff where you're on, what was it, the Shadows of Reach. Maybe you get to play that part of the campaign as an add-on.
Cool.
I really think those are the types of things, like the campaign maybe start to finish complete, but they may have like additions to that where you can play side missions and other things that you didn't get to play in the main campaign.
Yeah, something I've thought about was this was probably like a couple years ago, so who knows what's changed now. But like, you know, people always say things about like having spin-offs of Halo, and 343 says like we're not working on anything like that until after Halo Infinite is done, and then we plan on making like spin-offs. But I wonder if spin-offs are actual spin-offs or if it's like spin-off expansions that just are on Infinite that run off that engine, or like I don't know. It's
Well,
like
yeah,
now that you've brought that up of like, oh, maybe they'll have like prequels or like different things. Like I wonder if that's what they mean. Maybe they'll have like spin-off type things. I mean, I really still just want them to make like a horror game. That'd be great.
You know, the horror game could literally just be living through the events that Chakas goes through on the ring back in the Forerunner saga. Have an adventure style game like that. But what I was going to say, the one thing that would make Halo Infinite amazing for me is literally the Warhog run. If we can get the Warhog run going.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because Halo 2, honestly, that was my biggest disappointment was the fact that they didn't do the Warhog run in Halo 2.
They almost did.
They almost did, but they didn't. And then Halo 5 is just, you know, what it is.
Oh, don't do another quick time event. That's the win for me. If they don't end it on a quick time event.
Yeah.
Quick time events are the best.
Oh, it's the worst. It's so
I
terrible.
love to tap X.
It took me like 20 minutes to beat Halo 4, like the ending, because I could not time it correctly, and I was getting so pissed.
Well, let's not have any funky business like what happens at the end of Halo 4 with Cortana coming out of the bridge.
Also, yeah, that was awful. That was just the
let's
worst.
not do that.
Yeah.
That also ruined it for me. Like the campaign was lackluster, but like that moment just ruined everything for me because like this is so ridiculous. What am I watching?
Left trigger to fire machine gun.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I'm hoping that we'll get like an announcement for a potential console or collector's edition soon.
Yes,
because
yes.
that's,
Yes. Yeah.
you know,
Oh,
that's
I'm sure
a
there
collector's.
has to be.
Like,
hope
Or,
so.
or a collector's PC enclosure.
man.
The whole
Like a
case.
Yeah. I don't know about that one, but there will be an Infinite themed Xbox, no doubt, and they'll
For
probably
sure.
have
Maybe.
they'll have the whole line. There'll be a controller. There'll be probably like a headset.
Well, do you think like with all the like shortages, like you think they might just make a
Oh.
controller or console too? Like, you know,
I guess I didn't
sketchy
consider
part.
that, but even if it doesn't come out now, it could still come out a year or two from
yeah,
now.
that's true.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, they'll
They
probably
could-
have
they
some
could even-
expansion.
yeah,
They'll be
they
like,
could even
oh,
say,
get
like-
the.
Sorry.
worst case, I just want a statue.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
wearable helmet. Yeah,
Yeah, whenever it's available, they'll be like, oh, here comes the next Halo expansion by like the bundle, you know, with the Xbox and the controller and whatnot.
Destiny flashbacks.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to hop in here real quick and say one more thing.
No.
I want to give you guys each a quick time event. That's not what I want
Yeah.
to say. I want to give you guys each a quick opportunity to say one more thing before we conclude the stream, because I like to keep them about 2 hours, and I've had a really good time tonight talking to you guys. So I'm going to give you guys one more opportunity to hop in there with a quick time event about your channel or whatever you want to say. So we'll start with the Willcat. No, I'm just kidding. We'll start with Slipspace. There's one more thing you want to say.
Oh yeah, I mean, after the flight, I have some pretty high confidence, honestly, for how Infinite's gonna turn out. That like there is with the gameplay, I thought it felt pretty good. Just some tweaks here and there. Things need to be ironed out. I know it's a tech preview and the things from like a few months ago, but honestly, for how it felt, I wasn't disappointed. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm ready to get my hands on it. I have a couple memes in the work already from from some of the gameplay I had. So when the full game comes out, man, I'm going to go nuts on that stuff. So really excited for that. Can't wait for it to come out. New meme opportunity.
And make sure you guys go subscribe to Slipspace Entertainment. You can go to youtube.com/Slipspace Entertainment. Exactly how his name's spelled there.
Yeah, I
That's
got a
a
meme
fun-
for a chicken coming out on Monday, I think.
Forward to that.
Yeah.
All right, Arrrash, last chance. Anything?
I mean, I don't really have anything. Just hopefully Halo Infinite hurries up because after playing Halo Infinite, I have about zero desire to play MCC. So,
Yep.
I know, right?
Yeah, I definitely. I'm having a hard time going back to play Halo 5 and finishing my current campaign run.
Yeah.
Generalkidd?
I guess it's just that I think the future looks pretty bright for Halo currently. So definitely have a lot of stuff to look forward to over the next years, hopefully.
Memes and great times. That's what I'm seeing going forward. KidSkull, how about you?
Yeah, I got a lot of faith in Infinite. What I played was great, and I expected it'll be even better than that. So, I mean, you know, and same as Slipspace, I got memes in the works as well from the flight. So, and when the game comes out, we're gonna go ham on that game.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm definitely looking forward to it. Maybe we can see some cool collaboration between the Slipspace and the KidSkull.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And then just wanted to give you guys a quick shout out. Then I want everybody to go, and if you're not subscribed to, don't click on this. Go subscribe to KidSkull, youtube.com/KidSkull51, youtube.com/Generalkidd, although it does say Generalkidd at the top here, youtube.com/Slipspace Entertainment, and then youtube.com/either is Arrrash TV a custom URL or just the Arrrash one?
No, I don't think I ever set that up.
Bro, fix it. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's perfect the way it is. All right? I want people to type in every single one of those letters and numbers.
Yeah, I fixed a whole bunch of stuff. Last time you reviewed like my channel, I was like, yeah, what the heck? Where's all the stuff? I was like, oh, I don't know. So I fixed all that stuff.
So you can go to youtube.com/Arrrash, ARRRASH. And if you go there, you can find all of Arrash's other channels, which he's got Arrrash TV and more Arrash. Which are you utilizing this very much anymore?
No, that one doesn't do anything.
So if you want to find archives of, if you want to find archives of
it's got
shorts,
a few clips and a few shorts on it. I was gonna try and post a bunch of shorts, and then I just realized, and then I posted a bunch of Valorant shorts that I've like privated off of there, and then I just realized I don't have time/care that much.
I completely understand.
Maybe someday.
When Arrash's YouTube career is like his full-time job, maybe he'll do more Arrash TV or more Arrash and more Arrash TV. Maybe he'll have 4 channels.
There you go. We'll just keep adding like different words at the start and at the end.
Anyways, I just want to thank all of you guys for being on here. It's been a blast.
Yeah, thank you.
Always enjoy having you guys on. So you're always welcome. Come back for every. Thanks, appreciate that, Slipspace.
Thank you.
And we'll conclude there. You guys have a great time. This has been a live stream of the KRILLCast Live. We will see you all next time, probably when we talk about Halo again, because that's what you all tune into. So,
right, that was the Call of Duty channel.
See you guys.
Love Call of Duty.